My name is AuGaL, and I most definitely today I will be speaking about what is living a dynamic life. And there will be parts to this video, so certain topics that I didn't get to speak on, or certain topics I like to go further in, it will be in those other parts. I will mainly be reading of certain notes that I got from off of two definitions. I'm just talking about living with what living a dynamic life is and why it's so important to be a dynamic person through all things. So again, the title is What is Living a Dynamic Life? Well, let's first define the word dynamic. And here's a definition that I got from off of Oxford Languages. One, of a process or system characterized by constant change, activity, or progress, a dynamic economy. Well, constant change indeed is the cycle of life, so that is number one. It happens with or without you. Being active has great quantities of profit mentally, physically, and spiritually. And inactivity brings upon numerous of diseases. As we are beings that is always in motion, we are constantly moving. The human body was made to move. The human body was made to be put to work. Even if you sit too much in your life, it shortens your lifespan, which was there's some scientific evidence if anyone would like to search that. Being dynamic is not just having exciting ideas, but knowing how to apply and knowing what attitude is best to possess while completing it. Having the ability to be full of energy or have a large amount of energy requires of healthy minds and bodies. So that even goes into how we eat, making sure we are eating food with life forces in it and not dead animals. Don't fall into it. It was slaughtered in a good way, bullcrap. Stress is stress. No matter how you get butchered in a good way, as they say, or a bad way, you are still getting butchered, still in a stressed state. So those animals were in a stressed state. So you are eating stress food. Eat fruits, plants, look into seeds, certain herbs to take it serious. And get a book just for your health spices. Get a book to write down a list of recipes that you can that aligns to your body, that is healthy to take. Know when to take them, as well. And you get to learn yourself in two ways by doing this. You get to know yourself. Go on a task to get to know yourself. Learn how your body reacts to what you intake, how you think, how you feel, how you look, and etc. Be patient with yourself. Don't become weak and give in to your impulses. Your mind and your body will make all the excuses in the world to stop your true self from conquering those lesser destructive bad qualities. Your bad habits want to live on, so they will fight you. Be prepared. Yes, indeed, guys, we have to be prepared. They will fight us. Indeed, we have to be strong. Eating healthy is vital. Know when to eat and know when to not eat. Start looking into fasting as well. As a mentor told me a few days ago, even water is your friend. So go on a water fast. At least start once a day, then go to 2 days, then go on to 3. Make sure that you drink your water. You can even put certain herbs in it, and drink it. During the day. Throughout the day. Just take your health serious. Take your health serious. So please, for beginners, start off small and gradually add a day or two each time. Know yourself so you don't overdo anything or do less than what you have to. And that is a dynamic living. Rome was not built overnight, so know you have some way to go. But it is more than worth it, and you need to do it, and you will do it if you want to be an elite being and not fall into any of these tricks that are thrown at humanity. You become one with the one. We add on and we get stronger. Love the body that you are in, but don't fall in love with it. Just appreciate it enough to take care of it. Preserve it soon. Preserve it so soon you can expand it. Learn to want to accept yourself. Learn to love yourself. Learn to want to love yourself. Learn to want to accept yourself in the body that you are in, that you may critique so much and you may even feel comfortable in. Learn to love yourself. Indeed. Learn to want to accept yourself just how you are. You can't expand if you reject the level of which you are on. You cannot expand if you reject the level of which you are on. You'll only go backwards and perish with those things that are false. Get with it or get left. Nature doesn't wait for no one, and you'll be a fool to think that you can be adverse to nature and win. That is the ultimate reality. The goal is to align as much as possible with the elements of nature, and to embody that within ourselves. That is the ultimate plan. That is the ultimate goal that we should strive to attain. So be enthusiastic in your actions. Overstand this physical life is of the span of an eye blink. Be happy of the things that you do. It's a lot of things that we can put an excuse to why we don't smile. But be enthusiastic. There's a lot of things around us that we have a reason to appreciate. There's many things to be thankful of. Overstand this physical life is of the span of an eye blink. Do things with reason. Give yourself a reason to smile when you wake up. You'll be the reason to give yourself a reason to smile. No, it's not too many other people that will do that. And those people will not let that last. Only you can last. Only the things that you do for yourself indeed will last. So the main reason should be because you are in existence and have the power to turn anything around. So be appreciative when you wake up. You have the power to change anything around of your liking. You just have to take control over your mind. Life is really beautiful. Us humans just distort many things because of our ego and our ignorance. Being dynamic is being ready to take on any challenge with their head held up high. That is a dynamic person. You're taking on challenges with your head held up high, with all of the stuff that you have accumulated throughout the years, being confident within yourself, not wanting things to come. When things do come, you knowing that how you respond is the ultimate of everything. Most of us know the most productive people are ones who are constantly changing their methods on how they do things, getting different results for different tasks, gaining experience causing you to be in the full moment. When you're constantly changing, you aren't stuck or in a stale state. And in some cases, creating a habit may not be as beneficial, although useful in certain situations, occasionally may impede. Constant change also requires improvement, and that is, of course, what we all want, so we can perform better at whatever it is that we are doing. Always remember, being useful is the key. Being useful to what? To anything that grows in an upright manner, having complete qualities that are in agreement with nature at all times. That's how we first define anything. We define if it agrees with nature. That's how when we don't know if something's wrong, see if it know yourself, know your feelings. You are in tune with nature. Just see if it is lasting. If it agrees with it, if nature will tear it up, to spit it, eat it up, and spit it out. That's how you can always define what is best to do by nature. Always remember, being useful is the key. Being useful to what? To anything that grows in an upright manner, having complete qualities that are in agreement with nature at all times. When you're being useful, you gain a healthy self-confidence and want to expand even more. And just as we see when people don't feel they're useful, they are more destructive, because they feel like, well, they no one is seeing the value in them, so why show any value? That's usually the human mind, how it starts to think. So be in agreement with nature at all times. When you are being useful, you gain a healthy self-confidence and want to expand even more. Knowing you're improving also brings people to develop a certain type of tranquility within themselves, feeling calmer and more sure about themselves. And when you are more sure about yourself, there is usually more peace around, which is true. A lot of insecurities bring about bloodshed. A lot of people are uncomfortable with themselves, so they try to make other people uncomfortable. But when you are at peace with yourself, you want all things to be at peace and people to be at peace as well. Change is a very raw and natural motion, and it indeed challenges you. And you have to be ready. Show life you aren't just made to be thrown away. Let's show that our creation most indeed was not in vain. Let's stop just reacting off of our impulses, our negative impulses. We're so quick to react. We're so quick to be in fear. I think some say fight or flight, something as that nature. Being dynamic is getting into new things. For instance, sign up for a karate class, a pottery class, etc. Anything. Dare yourself. Strengthen yourself. Try new things you never thought you'd be interested in or even be able to do. Get up and get out of the house. Experience the sunlight. Being in the house all day indeed creates depression. A lot of people start to not feel connected. They start to feel alone. They start to feel isolated. They start to get an idle mind. And we know what that is and what people say about that. So strengthen yourself. Try new things that you never thought you'd be interested in. Get up, get out of the house and experience life and tend to things that help you expand through life. We need to be uncomfortable sometimes, especially in this society. Everyone is just pushing to be comfortable because we all feel that we've been done wrong and that we've all been hurt so bad and that we've all been got the bitter end of the stick. Everyone's so basically everyone's saying, why me, why me? Get over those stuff, be above that and experience life so you can get through them. Uncomfortable things, but learn to be okay with that. It's not a bad thing all the time. You start to grow when you're uncomfortable even. But that's dynamic living, still having fun and charting your progress. Make sure to chart your progress at least every 4 months or every even weekly. Chart your progress. Try to learn something new every day or understand it in a different angle. Whatever the case may be, keep your mind working. There was a second definition that I seen. It was of a person positive in attitude and full of energy and new ideas. She's dynamic and determined. An example that was given. So like number one, and step one is just getting clear on, well, first off, let's speak on that. A positive an attitude and full of energy and new ideas. It is important for us to be positive in our attitude because we create our life. Our thoughts indeed creates our life. How we speak to ourselves, how we speak to others, it shows up on how we feel about ourselves. And man indeed is a reflection of himself. So the people that is around you have a portion of you within them, especially if you keep seeing them, you relate to that person. Just like this, if you have people that are in your house, but you don't necessarily agree with their ideologies, you still soon can absorb their energy. And it is very easy for us to absorb other people's energy and to receive their thoughts, and we're always transmitting and receiving. So it's very important that we limit certain experiences and even being around certain people and just obviously most definitely monitoring your thoughts because all things come from you as you are the center. So all things come from you. But step one in having a dynamic life, let's clarify on what we have. We have to get clear on what we have in life. There's some of us that are blessed with children, wives, husbands, mothers, fathers, and more people that are close to us, to our hearts. And people even have pets that they love dearly, that they appreciate, that they can look at and they see their face or they see their pet face and their face lightens up. So and they're alive and appreciate that. Not everyone, again, this life is short. A lot of our loved ones go. There's a lot of us that are listening to this. Our loved ones have already went. And then we reminisce about the times where, man, I should have kept my mouth shut, or that wasn't even necessary. Or some may be proud of what they, how they treated their loved one or whatever. It's just all a learning process. It is all a learning process. At the end of the day, many things that we see as big isn't that big. We just need to calm down more of and just appreciate the things that is going on. Some people lost their children, unfortunately. Some people have lost their wives or their husbands, and just tragic of whatever the case may be. Some people that don't have their mothers or their fathers, they don't have their parents. Some people's pets, have passed away. There has been some people's friends that unfortunately have went. But there's still some people that we have our children, we have our husbands, or we have our wives, we have our parents. Let's appreciate them while they are there, because even though that is still a conditional state, because again, once they're not there, some people that they get off of the journey, it gives them more of a reason to spiral out of control. But again, let's just be appreciative. It's just a beautiful thing to be appreciative of the people and the things that you have in your family, regardless of how you even feel. Some of our parents, we feel, have not could have done better in certain ways, or sometimes people may have been even abused and everything. So how can I appreciate my parents when they've abused me mentally, physically, and in all types of ways? But at the end of the day, we gotta get strong now, and you have to be the person that you wanted to see. You have to be that person now. Indeed, if you acknowledge certain things went wrong, now we have to acknowledge that and correct it. We have to correct our parents' mistakes. As in, we just got to keep correcting ourselves. Just if we had a family and the background is known to have cancer or whatever the case may be, study your family's DNA. Study your DNA, because you can be the person to reverse these things. Eventually, we most definitely can wash out what has been put in us. We don't have to be a slave to our genes at all in any way. And most of us have homes, good health. Some of us may not have homes, and some of us may have homes. Some of us may have good health. Some of us may not have good health. But appreciate what you have. Acknowledge that there are people that are struggling, and if you aren't, appreciate that. We all have our struggles in certain ways, but there's, again, certain greater tragedies. But we have a working anatomy. We have limbs. We have legs. Some of us have a well-paying job. Some of us have opportunities to express ourselves. Be appreciative of that. Other people have nice new clothes to wear. Some aren't diseased with addictions. A lot of people don't understand how addiction can take over your life. Some people aren't. Be appreciative that you don't have any substances that control you. So again, what we have to do is again, we see all of this and we hear all of this stuff in our life and all, but we continue to not manage this stuff well. We just have to be consistent. And here's another thing that I say for another dynamic trait that a dynamic person has is agreeableness. So we have to convert to agreeableness. Agreeable to what? Agreeable to nature, by thinking it when we see it every day, connecting with it, touching it with a relaxed, graceful mind, watering the flowers, the grass, picking up the garbage that you see around in your complex area, showing kindness to your neighbors, acknowledging the elders and children around in your complex area, being kind to yourself by not calling yourself names like idiot or stupid or ugly, as a lot of people do, not being selfish to your health by inhaling any type of smoke damaging your lungs, liver, and more, drinking any liquids that alter your mind. And a lot of us have addictions, and we say, well, I'm so stressed out, I need to. At the end of the day, everything that you do will be imprinted in your memory, and it will be passed on down to your children. So we got to figure that out, and we got to remember that every single time we're doing something, every single time when we light the blunt or when you drink alcohol, we remember that this isn't just affecting me, this is affecting my DNA. This is affecting my bloodline. We have to comprehend that. So everything that we do now affects our children. And so how much do you love them? A person asked us, how much do you love them? What are you willing to sacrifice? What are you willing to put away for them and for yourself? A lot of us in a fast life society develop anxiety, and we cope by distractions. A lot of us having bad habits that we need to break. We also have to not also, we haven't set up any real foundations to help us and our children around the world, because there are too many distractions. When you have a dynamic life, you're more organized. You know what's best and what's not best. When there's a trick being played, or whatever the case may be. We haven't set anything up because a lot of us are too much in pain or to do anything, or whatever the case may be. Dynamic is an adjective word describing the traits of a person. You should strive to be a dynamic being. You should strive to be dynamic in your workplace, your home, with your family, everywhere. Be a dynamic mind. Being a dynamic person is what we all need. A dynamic person provides organized thinking. We look deep and to figure out the remedies. So to start now, and don't just say, I agree. If you see all of this stuff and it aligns with you, figure out a way to plant what you're going to do to better yourself. Hear something, don't just like, oh, that's good. Don't let it just go off. Don't just let that DNA explosion hit. Do something about it so you can feel good about yourself. So you don't feel like a hypocrite while you're doing sacrifice certain things, stop doing certain things, and continue to do certain things. Nothing goes unchecked. Anything you do in the dark and certainly will come to light. Also, you know what you're doing, you yourself. Don't let these little voices in your mind, in your head, continue to control you, because if you let that control you, just imagine what else can control you. And technology is getting it's advancing more and more and more. So control yourself, or indeed something else will control you. Control your life, yourself, indeed, or someone else will control your life. Seek for freedom, and don't continue to be dormant. Don't continue to take in other people's thoughts. Being a dynamic person, you have exciting ideas. It's you that have those ideas. So make them and to put them into your life, and be serious about it. So there will be more parts on how to live a dynamic life, as well as there will be many other videos dealing with other topics. I would love you guys to ask any questions, or just state any statements that you like, so we can continue the conversation, and we can all continue to grow as humanity. Huwa mana to all. Most definitely, divine love is with us all. And we will continue this, and we will be consistent. And I am AuGaL, and thank you to you all for listening, and we will grow together. Wado.